Well, you got to give Virginia a lot of credit. They played a great defensive game and executed beautifully on offense. Unfortunately, I saw this day coming, and not too pleased with it, but I saw it going to happen. Not quite as bad as the way we played tonight, but I did see it coming, just by the way we played defense against Virginia Tech and the way we played defense in practice, and indicative of them shooting almost 58% for the game. We turned the ball over too much, and you can't do that against Virginia team. But they played like an experienced basketball team. We played like a bunch of inexperienced guys that didn't know what they're in for. You know, at the end of the game, two things really impressed me about them. They were up 20, and Brogdon's yelling in front of our bench to his teammates, "Just get one stop, guys. Just get one stop." And then on a sideline, on a bounce play up 20, their hands immediately went up, and you couldn't see the option that was wide open in the corner. And that's a well-drilled defensive team, and those are the little things that we're missing. Our mentality is to score. Their mentality is to execute and stop, and they deserve all the credit. And obviously, we got our brains beat in because we have that wrong mentality. It's not going to get any easier because Carolina plays right into our weakness, which is transition defense. So we've got one day to try and cure some of our ills, but with such an inexperienced team, it's going to be difficult to do.
Was Nanu?
He's fine. He's fine. He had a stomach bug and didn't practice. And when he doesn't practice, he didn't play a lot in the Virginia Tech game, then got sick, didn't practice a whole lot yesterday. So he should be fine by Monday.
Coach, they were double teaming the post, blitzing.
They do that every game.
Do you think it seemed like they had a trouble finding the open guy off that double team that was given to you guys?
Yeah, they do a good job with it. In the second half, we did a much better job of finding people. But we didn't execute that as well either. You know, our game plan going against Virginia is what I told them last year, or Wichita State and Virginia. If you're not close to them defensively, you have no chance of beating them. You've got to match them on defense. And that's been this team's problem. Last year, we could do it. We could match them defensively. And you've got to do, against a great defensive team, you've got to be able to do that. But they just have so much more experience than us that they're better at it.
When shots weren't falling for you guys, could you see them? Were they getting frustrated and maybe a little?
Well, they were taking the wrong shots. They were penetrating too deep against, they were supposed to, the more ball movement and less dribbling you have, second half they started to do a better job of reversing, screening, moving, and that's the way you can get good shots. But they fell right into the trap. We didn't want to dribble that much. And, Trey's got a lot to learn about this game. And it's nights like this, he'll learn a lot.
Is there anything you look for in games like this? I mean, you've been doing this obviously for a long time in terms of body language and anything like that.
They were just much better than us. At every position they were better than us. We can give a little excuse of Nano being under the weather, but not under the weather to not rebound or score and not catch the ball. So, they were just much better than us. We got to play them again. Hopefully we'll do a much better job next time. But it's going to be... I'm real happy with 17-4 and 6-3 because I haven't seen a real good basketball team from these guys this year at the defensive end. And we've had some good offensive nights. We've had one good defensive game the whole year, Pittsburgh. And we got to get it. We got to get that Brogdon mentality of yelling one more stop. One up 25, yelling one more stop.
Coach, is it just with more of the help in rotations? Because it seemed like on the back end there were some guys getting open underneath the paint. Is that the biggest issue, just help?
I think it's inexperience and physical weakness, lack of quickness in certain areas. But I think you've got Damian Lee's inexperienced on defense. Jalen Johnson's inexperienced. Anas is inexperienced. Q's not the most athletic guy with his feet, but tries hard. Trey's inexperienced on defense. Mats is inexperienced. Ray's inexperienced. Dang's inexperienced. Shinano should be much better, and Donovan's inexperienced. So, it's going to show that way, unless you get the attitude of one more stop.
Do you think the concerns you have about transition defense can be fixed in a month?
In a month? Yeah, we can fix it in a month. We can't. I don't know if we can fix it by Monday. It starts with taking good shots. Like we got outrun at the 4 spot the other night. The 4 spot and the 5 spot were constantly getting outrun, and that was our weakness.
With a short break between games, on your day off, do you practice? Do you let them rest?
No, these guys don't need to rest. They need to practice. Nano's had enough rest for a lifetime.
Do you worry at all about confidence going into UNC, or is this a group that will bounce back?
You know, I think no, I don't worry about that. I think that they're going to go against guys much more experienced and much more skilled in certain areas. But that being said, we're going to give great effort. Tonight we got discouraged by a much better basketball team, and we're just going to try to get better, make the tournament, and see what happens come March. There's no reason to get down the dumps because we're 6-3 and 17-4. Now that can turn around in a hurry. So each win's going to be monumental for us. We got to get just one game at a time and put all our effort into that one victory. Because you got Syracuse coming in, who's playing great basketball right now, and you got Pittsburgh out on the road after playing great against them. You got to go down to Virginia. You got to play Duke twice. You got to go at Notre Dame for one of our overtime games, and then you've got to, you got some tough home games as well.
Coach, coming off a game in Blacksburg where there were so many foul calls, and then to come into this game and it was very, very physical, do you think that bothered the team at all?
Well, it was called the polar opposite of Virginia Tech, which is okay because then we could play that way, and we didn't. So, as long as yes, it wasn't called the way the new rules, but it was called fairly for both teams. So we had an opportunity to be physical, and we weren't.
Dave got more playing time than he had been getting. Could he possibly?
It was the only. If you look for a silver lining, but obviously you being the ultra positive person you are, that was the only silver lining.
By the way, you're 6-2 too. You said 6-3. That's Virginia.
I'm looking at Virginia. I'm not going to remember too many things right now. 6-2 is much better, by the way. Thank you.
Anything else for Coach?
Thank you.
Thank you.